Guys, well, here it is. The naturally lean, such as protein, the powerfully green, carbohydrates, which are the fresh fibrous carbs, and the fatty clean, or the so-called good fats. The lean protein sources include whey and casein protein powder, lean beef, such as the top round pictured here, chicken breast, turkey breast, eggs and egg whites, and fish. Now, some of you out there might have a question about eggs and egg whites and the cholesterol, and I will venture to say now that dietary cholesterol rather is one of the most misunderstood nutrients. It's more important to avoid high levels of saturated fats than avoiding cholesterol. In fact, eating cholesterol doesn't mean you have a higher likelihood of having bad cholesterol in your system, and I'll explain that further. Increasing the amount of cholesterol in your diet will increase both your LDLs and HDLs. For the most part, this neutralizes it. So as you can imagine, you don't have the effects of saturated fats, where I told you before, saturated fats increase LDLs much more than the HDLs do, and that particular ratio leads to disease. But for the most part, for most of us, unless you have a genetic predisposition, so-called dyslipidemia, and there's many different subtypes of it, unless you have a condition, an inherited condition, eating more cholesterol does not necessarily lead to having high amounts of or uncontrolled amounts of bad cholesterol, LDLs. And of course, fish. The fibrous carbs, you can't go wrong with green. And so some excellent examples are the eggplants, artichokes, collards, romaine lettuce, spinach, asparagus, cabbage, lettuce, pea, onion, broccoli. So these are all good fibrous carbohydrate sources. Now, in terms of the good fats, you have the monounsaturated fats. For all you chemistry buffs out there, it just means it has one double bond in its chemical structure. But for the most part, the most important thing to remember is that it comes from olive oil. Macadamia nuts have it, hazelnuts, almonds, and your peanut. There again, in yellow, because remember, peanuts also contain some omega-6 as well. And the great thing about monounsaturated fats, it can help lower your cholesterol, and it is believed that consuming high amounts of monounsaturated fats, also known by the way as omega-9 fats, is partly explains why a lot of native Mediterranean people, if you will, or societies have a much lower incidence of heart disease compared to our society. And there are the omega-3 polyunsaturated fats, such as the alpha-linolenic acid from flaxseed or walnuts, and the eicosapentaenoic and the docosahexaenoic acid, or EPA-DHA, found in high amounts in salmon, herring, and mackerel.